Welcome to Street Report Connection with Tommy. This video is on your AEW Dynamite, MLW, NXT results video for this week of June 17th, 2020. Chris Jericho brought on the entire Inner Circle on Talk Is Jericho this week. As Jericho, Santana, Ortiz, Sammy, Guevara, and Jake Hager talking about Stadium Stampede and how the Inner Circle came to be. Jericho said that the idea for defection for Jericho to lead was thought from the beginning. The moment that I came to AEW, the idea was for me to have a faction. Jericho revealed. Tony Khan revealed, wanted that, and thought it was a good idea. And I never had a faction before. I've had tag team partners, but being the leader of a faction kind of stood out to me. I thought it was a good idea, so then we had to figure out who we were going to get involved in this and throw around different ideas and come up with a whole amazing group that we have. Guevara shared that he was approached by Nick Jackson about being part of Jericho's faction. He said he didn't believe it until it came to be on the first episode of Dynamite. It was probably all out weekend. It was Nick Jackson, Guevara noted. He was like, you're going to be in this group. I thought he was ribbing me. I'm like, what group? He's like, you're going to be in a big faction with Jericho. I'm like, yeah, okay. So I heard a little bit of talk about that, and it's wrestling, so you don't know anything until it actually happens. Finally, that day, all right, here's what's happening at the end of the show. And on the first episode of Dynamite, it's like, whoa, this is a real thing. Jericho then revealed that he saw Guevara on the NWA 70th anniversary show, as he was seen. He also revealed that he wanted MJF in the Inner Circle and Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix were the first tag team to try to. It was pitched for the Proud and Powerful were chosen. It's funny. I saw you on an NWA show, Jericho recalls. I watched Cody versus Nick Aldis. I was watching, and I saw you on it. I texted Tony, going, this Sammy Guevara guy, we should bring him in. So it was kind of right from the start that I kind of had an eye on you. I can't remember who the first choice of different guys were, but I remember at one point I was like, I'd like to have MJF. He's like, well, he's going to do his own thing. Well, Sammy is kind of the same idea. I wanted a young, up-and-coming, charismatic guy. Then I wanted a tag team. And one of the ideas that was suggested was Pentagon and Phoenix. And I said, it's too gimmicky. I don't want gimmicks. Then right after that, it was, what about LAX? At the time, Santana or Ortiz. And we had met briefly. You were on the first cruise, but I didn't really know you guys. Didn't really know that much about you. Before Hager was chosen as the muscle of the group, boxer Anthony Ogogo, who was signed in late October, was pitched as a member of the Inner Circle. I don't even know who this guy is. Jericho noted that Tony Khan was a big fan of Hager's. One of the ideas they wanted as a guy called Anthony Ogogo, Jericho revealed. They were saying, what do you think about this Anthony Ogogo guy? I said, well, he's never wrestled. How tall is he? He's like 5'11". I said, I need a big guy. And I got the guy. The thing about Tony is he is beyond a fan. He's really smart. As we all know, he's almost BS. He's almost bullish. He knows what he wants. He also knows his guys. I said, what do you think about Swagger? And he's like, I've always looked at Jack Swagger. I always thought he was great. I said, I think I can get him. He's the guy. And lo and behold, and you guys worked it out. You could still fight in Bellator. And when the COVID is done, you will still fight in Bellator again. But in the meantime, your career has completely skyrocketed as a result too. So it was win-win for everybody. And I'd like to thank Talk Is Jericho for the highlights and also courtesy of Wrestling Inc. for posting it. Vincent crossed the line once again when he invaded the home of Matt Taven at this link and assaulted him during his live Q&A on the Ring of Honor Facebook page. On 6/19, 2020, Best in the World, from Baltimore, Maryland. New women's talent speaks, and Nick Aldis puts Marty Scurll on notice for Ring of Honor rules. News from this link. The stars of National Wrestling Alliance return with Carnyland 3. A mayor is you. Maybe at this link. Why don't you send in your trial video? On episode 2 of Carnyland, William Patrick Corden announced that a mayoral race will begin soon, and today you get to meet the candidates. But there is a rumble of the future of ONE, of the talents, who sets forward. Who from the NWA power rosters is going to run, who might not. Who won't spoil it too soon, but there might be someone who either has a crystal ball or that might go over 87 million an hour. Carnyland has been called a strange place by those who haven't taken time to visit. But the citizens of Carnyland have found a unique utopia where true political leaders don't lie. They stretch the truth. This mayoral race in Carnyland will pit the best of the best. Why do you feel? Who do you feel will win the race? Who is your vote going today? And you can vote at this link. Remember that only citizens of Carnyland can vote in the election. And you can become a citizen at that link. Did you see the intro? The Fire is now going to DVD. How about Marti Belle? Sure. And also release kid sizes in some items. Visit the shop. What fits you best? AEW President Tony Khan took to Twitter to fire back at comments from fans. The exchange started after Khan tweeted on signing Ricky Starks following his Dynamite match with AEW TNT champion Cody Rhodes. As we noted earlier, I signed Ricky tonight. He earned it on AEW Dynamite, as Khan wrote. One fan responded and warned others to be aware of what they are watching, noting that it's great product, but not the same as All In from 2018, and not for the wrestlers, by the wrestlers. The fan wrote, I signed, not we signed. Be aware of what you're watching. Yes, it's a great product. Yes, it's better than WWE morally, but it is not the same product as All In. Be aware of what you're watching. For the wrestlers, by the wrestlers, it is not. Khan responded and said, he's transparent to how the company works. He's praised the staff and said he's 100% control of everything. We never said it's the same product, Khan wrote. I'm transparent on how we work. We have a great group of execs in leadership roles. Many are star wrestlers, and I work closely with them. I am accessible for all staff and wrestlers. This isn't a public company. I'm 100% control of everything. Khan tweeted more about signing Starks after someone asked him if he was signed before the match or presented the contract after the match. Khan responded after legitimately his performance on AEW Dynamite really did seal the deal in my eyes on paper and reality. Another fan responded to that tweet and asked if Tony's father, AEW lead investor Shad Khan, gives him his allowance before or after the shows when you play wrestling. Khan responded and admitted his father gave him the money to start AEW, adding that Shad was rewarded as an investor when Tony and his crew earned a multi-year TV contract with TNT, worth more than $175 million. We wrote, he gave me a big check to start the company. I knew we'd have to make a big investment in the business. It was a leap of faith on his part, and it was rewarded when we earned a multi-year TV contract with $175 million. Thanks for your response. It made me even prouder of what we've done. Also, earlier, Khan also defended the AEW product in response to praise for NJPW. In response to recent sexual assault allegations against David Starr, several UK independent wrestling promotions have stripped him of their titles and or announced intentions to do not work with it in the remaining future. We, the Independent, an organization co-founded by Star, sent out a statement announcing that they have relinquished ties to Star. The organization remains committed to supporting and helping independent artists and have stated that they are bigger than one person and hope to move forward stronger and better. Ireland's OTT tweeted that their championship will be vacant. Rev Pro tweeted that their sole Southside title is now vacant, and TNT Extreme Wrestling tweeted they have also stripped Star, real name of Max Barsky, of their title. TNT published an extended message saying that they do not work with predators and have condemned any type of predatory behavior. All three promotions will announce the future of their respective titles in the future. A Twitter user by the name of Tori shared her story earlier in the week, saying 29-year-old sexually assaulted and abused her, prompting another woman to share her experience. Tori says at Slave Mysterio on June 17, 2020, replying to at Slave Mysterio, he's a sack of crap who mentally, emotionally, and sexually abuses his girlfriends. Tori again, at Slave Mysterio, he kept old screenshots from 2016 to overuse against me if I were to speak up, making me look angry and crazy. He has folders for several people. I don't mind posting my own screenshots. Here's now an open letter to David Starr. Bella Keeble tweeted, once I remember having thrush and telling David Starr I couldn't and wouldn't have sex with him. He got angry and went into the bathroom next door and had a little wank while watching porn on his phone. I could hear it. Not sure what this is, but I'm sure it's all okay. Since the accusation, Starr tweeted several times that he is not a sexual predator. He claimed he was an emotionally immature D-word, denying doing what Tori claims and that he was an awful partner. He said if this means the end of wrestling for him, he's fine with that. But he isn't going on the offensive. No matter what I say, I'm the bad guy. No pity party. It is what it is. Tori said that she is only looking to share her story to help other sexual assault and abuse survivors, as many have accused that Starr is gaslighting, claiming that the events in Tori's story did not happen the way that she thought they did. Starr's social media accounts have currently been deactivated. On a recent episode of Talk Is Jericho, Chris Jericho had to I think I've copied that twice. Okay, this is a different part. Jake Hager, they talked about the competition that they had with Mike Tyson on Dynamite, where Santana and Ortiz admitted that they were intimidated by the fighters in the ring. I was looking across the ring at Victor and Rashad Evans. I didn't even know that this was going to be there. Ortiz said. I looked at him. I was like, yo, that Rashad Evans. I was like, oh man. I was like, I need a knife or something. I can take these guys on legit. I'm about to step behind Jake and be like, yeah, get him, Jake. It was a little intimidated. I'm not going to lie. At one point, I looked at Ortiz, and because I didn't know these guys were coming out with Tyson, Santana admitted. At one point, they're all lined up in front of us, and I looked at Ortiz. I was like, yo, I need a clean pair of drawers. I think it's about that time. Jericho said he does not follow UFC. He does not know some of the fighters in the ring. He did not know Victor Belfort. He revealed on a conversation between Belfort going through a rough idea of what they planned for the in-ring segment. Tyson's there, and he's got this rogue gallery of murders. And I'm not a UFC guy. Jericho noted. I didn't know. This is no disrespect. Henry Cogito and Rashad Evans. I knew Victor Belfort, but I thought, who this big Russian guy? Apparently, he's from Brazil. But we're talking to him. I'm trying to explain to these guys. These guys all have dead eyes. They're just looking at me, and there's no planning. There's no rehearsal, no script. They're going to do whatever they want. it's just going to be a big, I used to use the word riot, not knowing that 2 days later, there would really be riots. But I said, I just want a big riot and a big mob scene. And Vita's like, so I double leg somebody? I'm like, no. One double legging anyone. Here's what I said. There's a big, tall, blonde kid with me. He's a big, tall, tough, blonde kid. That's the guy that you go with. Okay, and I told Jake that, and I went and introduced you to him. He totally big leagued you. Hager responded briefly about him getting big league, but he said he had to tell Henry Cojedo and Rashad Evans about their past histories with each other in amateur and collegiate wrestling world. He did? What the hell? Hager lamented. Bro, I was ready for that. I had to remind Henry I was at Oklahoma when he came in for a recruiting trip. I wrestled against Rashad Evans in 2003. So I let these guys know that they were right there. While going through Tyson's segment, Jericho pointed out actor Michael Gooch, who was part of Tyson's entourage. Jericho mocked Gooch, talking about the disparities between him and the fighters. So when these guys come walking out once again, I talked it over with Mike. The original idea for Mike was to knock out Sammy. But that changed. Jericho revealed these guys come out and we talked to 4, and there's like 8 guys. And I had added a couple of the young boys, Musa and Graham, some other guys in there. So if someone needs to take a punch, they go down. And there's the Gooch, this actor friend of Tyson's that I never met. So I'm standing face to face with Tyson. I got Jake over here, and there's like, I think Sammy's there, and there's like a line of guys, and you guys know when a fight's going down, you're looking at the guy you're fighting with. But I'm looking here too, and I'm saying this idiot. I can tell this guy looks crazy. Rashad looks crazy, but this guy looks like a skinny, fat, jumpy idiot. Jericho went into more detail about the brawl, where Jericho landed a shot on Gooch. Jericho says he hopes that they can do something more in the future, and explain why the segment was a success. So lo and behold, when Tyson starts taking off his shirt, so does this doughy, fat, lumpy idiot. Jericho mocked. I was supposed to push Tyson first. He pushed me second. There's none of that. It's just Tyson going off, and you see me go. Hold on. I'm saying it like in between lines, and hold on. So when he takes it off his shirt and pushes me, I push him back. Here comes the Gooch. He comes at me, and I was like, okay, that's it. Dude, I grabbed his head straight to the table, and we're off running. If you watch that back, all of us are just losing. The Gooch, he's getting slapped around and smacked around and Sammy's on the scooter, but now he's just running around. It was a great segment because of as crazy it was, which was what we wanted. You don't have Iron Mike out there to do fancy choreographed spots. It's just one big riot, mob scene, lunacy, and we got a heck of a lot of coverage for it. Hopefully we can do more with him, and he's got the squad. We've got a squad, so hopefully that leads to more stuff. Thanks again to Wrestling Inc. A woman named Hannah Francesca has accused NXT superstar Jordan Devlin of abuse. More bad news for the guy. Francesca tweeted this link. Tweeted photos of bruises over her body and accused the former NXT Cruiserweight Champion causing them. Which is this link. This is absolutely right. The boys' club mentality makes it even harder for victims to speak out. I approached the promotion about being abused by someone on their card, and was told one of my boys wouldn't do that. I didn't talk about what happened to me for a long time after. Francesca wrote in a now deleted tweet. She continued in another now deleted post, and I absolutely understand your intent here. But I'm not going to be sued by a man with a lot of power and WWE money. It's a lot more complicated than just naming and sharing and shaming. She added, I was also told to reach out to my abuser, as the whole thing might just be a misunderstanding. Woman face palming emoji. Promoters, educate yourself. Don't gaslight your fans or talent. She captioned the photos. This is scary. I'm really scared. Jordan Devlin did this to me, and this is just the physical damage, not including my arse and back bruises, because I don't fancy posting that online. W released a statement on to Forbes regarding the accusations. We take any allegations of this nature very seriously, and we're looking into the matter. There have been many other abuse allegations against other talents on Thursday, social media, using hashtag speaking out. We have been reaching out to the parties involved for comment, and will provide further updates. NWA has announced that David Lagana has resigned as vice president following sexual assault allegations made by indie wrestler Liz Savage. Liz joined others in speaking out in the hashtag speaking out campaign rocking pro wrestlers world right now. It said the incidents with Lagana are a big reason why she took time away from business herself. She captioned the statement on Twitter and wrote, "Well, here's my hashtag speaking out, which happened when I moved to California for wrestling. Essentially, this was a big part of why I took a hiatus." A woman named Rebecca Crow, who bills herself on Twitter as an international stage performer and adult content creator, has accused AEW star Jimmy Havoc of physical and mental abuse while they dated for several years. Crow captioned her statement with, "This story isn't in any order. A lot of my memory of this abuse is this disorder because I was battling drink and substance abuse to cope. That does not make it invalid. I'm hashtag speaking out because I don't want anyone else to be hurt. I don't think I'm alone. TW, relationship abuse." While Havoc has not addressed the allegations, AEW issued a statement and wished him the best as he received treatment and counseling for mental health and substance abuse challenges. They captioned their tweet, "We wish Jimmy Havoc all the best as he receives treatment and counseling in an effort to overcome mental health and substance abuse challenges in his life." Former NWA World TV Champion Ricky Starks has made his AEW debut, facing off against Cody Rhodes. I briefly gave you a brief statement regarding that. Starks fell short in the title challenge, but he was signed by AEW soon after the match, after Dynamite concluded. The number 21 of Starks' vest caught the attention of NBA Hall of Famer Dominique Wilkins, formerly of the Atlanta Hawks. Wilkins replied to AEW President Tony Khan's tweet about Starks signing, tweeting, "Totally need to manage him. The 21 OG managing the new young buck 21. Wilkins continued his enthusiasm to manage Starks, tweeting, "Hey, as Stark Man Jones, saw the 21 on your coat. I think if you go with AEW Wrestling, you need the original number 21 managing you. What you think?" At Tony Khan, Wilkins also put out a poll asking fans whether he should be a heel manager or face manager. The tweet caught the attention of Starks, who tweeted back, "You got alligator basketball jersey I can wear?" MLW Pulp Fusion can be found at this link for this week. Rockstar Pro Wrestling on Twitter stated, effective immediately, Rockstar Pro has ended our relationship with OI4K Wrestling Academy. We will be launching a new wrestling school under new trainers, including Impact Star at Zachary_Wentz. More information on the new school will be announced soon. I think Zachary Wentz is now running a school for that company, as he also is a Impact Wrestling star. Update on NWA. NWA says, pursuant to allegations made by pro wrestler Liv Savage on her Twitter account on 6/18/2020, NWA VP Vice President David Lagana has resigned from his position effective immediately, as well as all production of NWA content was temporarily halted, pending a restructuring of executive management positions. AEW Dark can be found on this link for this week. Abaddon made her AEW Dynamite debut, defeating Anna Jay by pinfall on the show. She had previously appeared on AEW Dark in March, losing to Hikaru Shida. After the match at this link, AEW announced on social media that Abaddon had joined AEW. AEW Dynamite's results: Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, champions, tag team champion match versus Dustin Rhodes and QT Marshall with Brandy Rhodes in her corner for the tag team titles. Omega and Rhodes start things off. Omega tries for early one-winged angel. Nope, eats a back elbow. Omega ended up clipping Dustin in the head, both with his head and his knee, as flipped over Dustin while he was in the corner, looking a bit wobbly, but still hits a hurricane. He takes a second in the ring. Omega shakes his hand. Page and QT both tag in. QT gets in some moves at first, but then takes a big boot to the face. AEW on TT says, nice moves at Kenny Omega Man X. Page with a couple of chops, both end up tagging out to their partner. Rhodes shots Omega, works him over. Marshall tags in, double side Russian leg sweep. From the crowd, we see Britt Baker attaching notes to a string and sending it to the commentary with her thoughts. She lets Tony. She doesn't like his green tie. Dustin continues to beat up Omega, keeping him grounded. Hits a big body drop. TD underscore gift says, because we could all stand to hear more from Doctor at Real Britt Baker every now and then. Page and Marshall get back in the ring. Page beats up QT. Clotheslines Rhodes off the apron. Follow away slam on QT. Hits a crossbody splash down on Dustin. Sliding clothesline on QT. Covers for a 2 count. Omega back in. Second rope moonsault. Covers for a 2 count. Page hits back up. Back in. Chop to the chest. Another cheap chop to Dustin. Sending him back to the floor. High boot to QT. But QT with a springboard disaster kick. Omega and Dustin back in. Dustin with a couple clotheslines. Uppercut. Atomic drop. Bulldog. Pair of spinning power slams on both opponents. He heads up to the top rope. Hits a twisting senton on both guys. He sends both guys to the floor. QT tags in. Cannonball senton on both guys. QT special over the top rope. Down on Omega. He throws Kenny back into the ring. Hits another top rope move. Chip up. Looks for a diamond cutter. But eats a snapdragon suplex. Rhodes with a Canadian destroyer. Page with a big clothesline. But then takes a diamond cutter. AEW Wrestling says, what a way to kick off Dynamite. Allie runs out to the stage to cheer on QT. Brandy isn't a fan of and encourages her team even more. QT hits the top rope, twisting moonsault, but the pull is empty. Page tags in. He and Omega work over QT. Dustin tries to help, but gets tossed out to the floor. Allie's still cheering on from the stage. Page with a power bomb, knees to the back of the head. Page to the outside, takes out Dustin. Back to the ring. Page and Omega hit the last call. V-trigger buckshot lariat on Marshall for the pinfall win. Tonight, Cody will defend TNT title against someone outside of AEW. Billy versus MJF. Kip Sabian and Jimmy Havoc versus Young Bucks. Best Friends versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho. Possibly his winner goes to Fighter Fest to face off against Page and Omega. Anna Jay in action. AEW Wrestling says, the hashtag star of the show. Anna Jay underscore is in ring action now. Anna Jay talks about first getting into wrestling when she was younger. Says once she got signed, she realized she had to work 10 times harder. Jay says ultimately she wants to put on a show and give something to the fans who remember. Hence, star of the show. And the music is nothing more than the carnival act. Whatever, same carnival music. Anna Jay versus Abaddon. AEW Wrestling says the soul will be collected at Abaddon underscore RMP. Won't leave until she gets one. Abaddon had previously appeared on an episode of AEW Dark. Abaddon won with a leg takedown, throwing shots at Jay, then going right at the referee. Jay with some forearms in the corner, but they don't seem to do much damage. Abaddon with a clothesline, then chokes Jay on over the middle rope, step up Hurricane Rana, covers, and we're done. Abaddon by pinfall. AEW wrestler says the numbers are growing within the hashtag Dark Order. After the match, commentary putting over Abaddon as a bit of an upset. Jay lays in the ring as Brody Lee, with the rest of his crew, make their way to the stage. Colt Cabana looking on from ringside. Grayson getting in Private Party's face as Udo hands over an envelope to Cabana. He reads it over and looks at Lee. Not sure what it is, but maybe some kind of offer. The group kindly help Anna Jay out of the ring. Lee takes her hand and she's helped to the back with them. Cabana looks on with a confused look. Billy with Austin Gunn versus MJF with Warlord. MJF heads out to stall. Gets back in, tries to Irish whip him. But Billy doesn't go anywhere. MJF pretends like he was just shaking hands, and Billy sends him to the mat. MJF with a thumb to the eye. Avoids some strikes, but then eats a high boot. Covers for a 2 count. MJF heads up to the stage, walks away to the back. Billy goes right after him and carries MJF back to the ring. He sets MJF in the ring. MJF tries to drape him over the top rope. Billy blocks it, but MJF had turned that around and did some taunting. The AEW wrestler says, even with one bad wheel, and real Billy Gunn looks to demolish at the underscore MJF. He ends up backing into Billy, kicking to the midsection. Famous error attempt. Nope, MJF put a chop block. And then another. He starts working over the knee to a bunch of boos. MJF continues to work over Billy until he gets shoved face first in the second turnbuckle. Throws a few punches, tilt the world, Sam on MJF. Billy is hobbled up, looks over for the famouser. MJF just moves out of the way, and Billy has a tough time adjusting. He runs into the corner, knee strike misses. MJF then works in a figure 4, and then he hangs on the ropes for more leverage as Aubrey kicks his hand off the ropes. MJF gets in her face. Billy ends up hitting a famouser. Goes for the pin. Wardlow up on the apron for the distraction. He tosses the ring to MJF as he gets popped in the face by Billy. Austin tries to get involved and it's clothesline. Billy goes out and throws Wardlow into the barricade. MJF waits for Billy to get back in the ring and punches him right in the face. He tucks the ring in the tights, covers for the 3 count. What about pinfall? MJF. After the match, Jungle Boy doesn't appreciate what MJF did, and they're talking trash. MJF and Wardlow begin brawling with Direct Express, and the 2 sides are broken up by the other wrestler at ringside. Backstage, Alex Marvez talks with Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara about their attack on Orange Cassidy. Jericho says everybody loves Cassidy. He doesn't care about anything, but he's interrupted by the Inner Circle twice, and there's nothing funny about it. Guevara says that you beat him to a pulp. Jericho then says they're going to do the same thing to the best friends so they can get a crack at the tag titles. AEW Wrestling says, where? To Doctor. Tony talks with Britt Baker ringside. Tony says Hikaru Shida will defend her title against Penelope Ford at Fighter Fest. Britt Baker isn't happy why Tony's came down to her. She says he's in a lot of S for losing the interview. They're on a friend timeout. Baker then tells Reba to drive her out of there. There's another rebel, formerly of Impact Wrestling. The camera swings around, and it's Big Swole in the driver's seat. Where to, Doctor? Swole drives off with a smile on her face, as Baker's screaming. AEW Wrestling says, absolute. As Starkman Jones has arrived and is ready to take over hashtag TNT champion. And Cody Rhodes to the limit. Cody and Arn heads out first for the open challenge. Cody wonders after last week's attack. He wondered if he was in the elite or if the Nightmare family is even a family anymore. He moves on, though, and hands the mic over to Arn Anderson. Double A says he knows Cody believes can beat Hager, but he also knows timing is everything, and the timing is just not right. Hager is watching on from the back on the monitor. Double A says he got someone who Cody can own his skills with. He looks to the big screen and Ricky Starks sits down. He introduces himself and says once he heard about the open challenge, he thought this was the perfect way to get his opportunity. He says he slept on floors and has been broke. He's got grit and he knows Cody knows something about that too. He's ready for a fight. Cody versus Ricky Starks for the TNT Championship. Cody drops Starks, kicks up. Cody with a trademark uppercut. Cody with Starks with a slap to the face. Cody swings away at the challenger, but eats and punches of his own as well. Cody with a drop kick. Starks gets it sent to the floor. Cody with a suicide dive on him. Hager continues to watch from the back in the ring. Cody charges, and Starks launches Cody hard into the ropes. Then follows it up with a flurry of punches. Leg drop on the apron. Swinging DDT on Cody. Covers for a 2 count. AEW Russia said that Cody Rhodes is still pulling out all the stops against Darkman Jones. Starks looks for another swinging DDT. No, eats a kick. Cody with a spinning body slam. Covers for a 2 count. Cody takes off the weight belt. Tosses it into the crowd. As he does every match, looks for the crossroads. Nope. Starks dives in. Cody with a pancake. Covers for a 2 count. Cody heads up top. Starks grabs a foot. Heads up and lands a clean superplex. Back and forth strikes. Cody looks for a disaster kick. No, Starks with a big spear. Covers for a 2 count. Couple of pins and chest from each other. All 2 counts. Cody finally catches him with a crossroads. Pins and that'll do it. What about pinfall? Cody. After the match, Cody shakes hands with Starks as he heads out of the ring with a smile on his face. Jimmy Havoc and Kip Sabian with Penelope Ford versus the Young Bucks. Young Bucks with a couple of double team moves early on to get things going. Butcher and Blade talking trash to the Young Bucks from ringside. Matt's bruised ribs are still taped up from a couple of weeks back. Sammy and Havoc meet up together on the floor to regroup. Havoc and Nick in the ring. Havoc sits in the corner, hits the neck breaker with Matt, hitting a flipping splash. Matt with a drop kick on Sabian, with a flipping neck breaker on Havoc. Blade and Butcher jump the barricade and continue to jaw with Matt and Nick. The two now are up on the apron as Knox is distracted by Nick. Havoc smacks back Matt in the back with a plastic sign. AEW on TNT says that the Young Bucks off to a fast and aggressive start. Matt is really getting worked over now. Sent over to the stage. Butcher and Blade make their way over to get a closer look. But FTR make their way over and the other two back away. FTR make their way over the Bucks corner and Sabian punch Matt. Havoc tags in. Uppercut. Tags in Sabian. Double drop kick to the face. Matt finally is able to get a shot to Havoc. Goes for a sleeper hold while on the top rope. Sammy looks for her corner. Matt blocks it. Hits a power bomb. At AEW on TNT says FTR walk out. The tag team division. So hashtag AEW Dynamite. Matt finally makes his way over to Nick for a tag in. Nick with a bunch of kicks on both opponents. Nick with a sharpshooter locks in on Sabian in the middle of the ring. He tries to crawl to the ring. Matt with an elbow drop off the top rope. Nick brings it back in the ring, back in the middle of the ring. Havoc comes in with a mallet. Ford runs in and smacks Nick with a plastic sign. Sammy with a tracing DDT on Nick. Sammy is bleeding either from the side of his head or his ear got cut. Matt with a couple of Northern Light suplexes on Havoc. Nick tags in, double stop on Havoc. Down on Matt's knees, Bucks land another double team move, covers for a 2 count. Young Bucks look to finish things off, but Nick gets distracted by the teams on the outside and gets shoved to the floor. Sammy with a double stomp on Matt. Covers, Nick breaks it up. Havoc sends Nick out of the ring. Matt with a double suplex on both opponents. Nick tags in, double super kicks. They throw Havoc into a power driver position with Sabian. Double super kick on Sabian. So he power drives Havoc. Double knee strikes to Sabian. Covers for the 3 count. Winners Young Bucks. AEW Wrestling says it all broke down post match as hashtag FCR and the Butcher and Blade stormed the ring. Didn't get involved with the match. They just had the melee at the other ring action going. After the match, Butcher and Blade try to attack the the Young Bucks. FTR gets involved and blocks that with their own attack. FTR gets a good night express. Then both Young Bucks and FTR land spike pile jobbers on Blade and Havoc. Bucks and FTR stare at each other for a moment. Earlier today, Taz talked about John Moxley screaming and saying he's going to pop Cage's head off at Fyter Fest. Taz says Moxley wants to be miserable, but that decade was taken decades ago. Cage says he wishes Fyter Fest was right now, and he put Moxley down with a drill call. Who better? Nobody. Cage says. AEW World Champion Moxley says he's the man who makes the heads roll. But Cage dares to want to take him out on. Moxley says demons, and the only thing that keeps him at bay is hurting them in the ring. Now Cage's path is cross paths, but beat me if you can. Next week on Dynamite, Sammy Guevara versus Matt Hardy. That match probably changed. Prediction. Brody Lee and Cole Cabana versus Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. Wardlow versus Luchasaurus. Lumberjack match. FTR versus Natural Nightmares with Brandy Rhodes. Probably get joined by the other girl. John Moxley in action with Taz on commentary. All next week. At TD_Wrestling says at TD_GIF, the generosity of and patience of Dr. Baker knows no bounds. Hashtag Dynamite. Commentary tried to find Britt Baker after she was driven away by Big Swole. Reba uses a phone tracker to locate Baker, who got dumped in the dumpster. She says she's been there for 5 hours. Reba says it's only been an hour. Baker fires her. Reba asks that she's free. Baker rehires her and tells her get her out. Baker then asks where Tony is. Reba says, reminds her that she put him on friend timeout. Baker says to get him on the phone. Baker then asks where Reba was. In the bathroom. Baker says she got a full-time job. That means no bathroom. Baker then tells the camera that she's going to get Big Swole if the last thing that she does. She then tells Reba, get her out of the dumpster. Matt Hardy joins commentary for the main event. Matt Hardy joins commentary for the main event. Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara versus Best Friends. Winners face the World Tag Team Champions at Fyter Fest. The two teams pair off. Battle on the floor. Trent with a big spear on Guevara, tossing him into the ring to Taylor. He plants Guevara, covers for a 2 count. Jericho in the ring goes to work on Taylor. Excalibur notes that this is the first time Jericho has ever been in the ring with either Trent or Taylor. Jericho chokes Taylor in the corner, tags in Sammy. Guevara with a dropkick, kip up, cocky pin, only 1 count. At AEW TNT says mean stuff from at Sammy Guevara. Matt Hardy says Guevara is the future of in AEW, but he has outgrown Jericho and needs to fly on his own. Jericho continues to beat up Taylor. Trent gets into the ring, beats up Sammy, eats a dropkick, but then lands his big suplex on his opponent. Trent with a baseball slide on Jericho. Trent then goes for a splash, but Jericho hits him in the midsection with a trusty baseball bat. Back in the ring, Jericho launches Trent over the top rope. Covers for a 2 count. Guevara tags in, double shoulder tackle. Guevara and Jericho with their trademark pose. Trent able to drop Guevara. He crawls his way to Taylor. Tags. Taylor knocks Jericho off the apron. Falcon Arrow on Guevara, covers for a 2 count. AEW TNT says, quick uses bat from Le Champion, and I am Jericho. Taylor tries for a moonsault, lands on his feet. Sit down powerbomb, Jericho breaks it up. Taylor dumps Jericho out of the ring. Guevara tries for a jawbreaker, looks to take out. Jericho is still down. Best friends go for a hug. Jericho stops that. Trent and Taylor each hit him with a knee. Trent tries for a swinging DDT, but Jericho counters it into a lion tamer. Guevara flips out of the ring and drops Taylor. Trent climbs his way to the top rope for a break. As Jericho thinks he won, ref says no. Jericho says, you suck. Ref tells Jericho, you suck. Guevara makes it back in the match. Super kick to Trent's face. Sammy goes up top. Trent crotches him. Things get breaking down. People battling on the floor. All over the arena, Guevara able to use the bat on Trent. Shooting star press covers for a 2 count. Guevara gets on into the ropes. Cameraman bumps him, which distracts Guevara. Trent is able to get the pin for the win. After the match, camera guy makes his way to the stage. Then gets in the ring, and it's none other than Orange Cassidy. Jericho's in the ring with his back to him. Cassidy takes off his shirt and looks very unhappy. He takes Jericho down and swings away on his head. Cassidy lands a big Superman punch on Jericho. Jericho rolls out to the floor. Cassidy's music hits. Commentary says, Tony Khan just signed Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy for Fighter Fest. Best friends hug as the show closes. NXT opens up from the USA Network with highlights from last week's show. Morrow narrates as hypes up tonight's title matches. Live from the slight tape delay from NXT Arena for Full Sail. As the developmental trainees are in the crowd with friends and family. Also joined in by Hall of Famer Beth Phoenix, but once again, not in the arena. We see women's tag team champions arriving to the building earlier. Sasha Banks and SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley. NXT Tag Team title match, Breezango versus Imperium. We go right to the ring for tonight's opener as NXT Tag Team Champions Marcel Bartel and Fabian Aichner of Imperium hit the ring while Alicia Taylor does ring introduction. Out next, Breezango, Tyler Breeze and Fandango. They mock Imperium by doing their entrance. Tom Phillips also joined Morrow and Beth. The bell rings and Imperium immediately sends Fandango to the floor. Marcel beats down Breeze and rips off his jacket, yelling while unloading in the corner. Bartel keeps control of Breeze and regains him as Fandango returns to the apron. Breeze fights up and out, nailing a jawbreaker. Breeze just fights, but in comes Aichner with a big arm jack to cut him off. Aichner grounds Breeze by his arm as the referee counts. Breeze ends up sending he and Aichner over the top rope to the floor as they land hard. Marcel comes over as the referee warns him. Marcel ends up manhandling Breeze into a plexiglass barrier while the referee was distracted a bit. Aichner brings him back in the ring for a 2 count in the middle ring. Aichner stomps on the face of Breeze. Aichner keeps control and makes another tag. Bartel beats Breeze down in the corner again. Plays the crowd for more boos. Breeze ends up looking for a counter, sending Bartel to the floor. Fandango finally gets a hot tag. Fandango unloads and takes out both opponents. Aichner with a big power slam on Fandango and gets hyped up as the crowd rallies. Fandango with a second tornado DG, this time to Aichner. Fandango runs the ropes and takes out both champions on the floor with a big dive. Fandango clutches his elbow on the floor as we go to commercial. Back for the break, Breeze pins Aichner for a 2 count. Bartel fights back after being double teamed. During the break, we see Aichner tags in and they double team Breeze with kicks and assisted brainbuster. Fandango runs in, breaks up Aichner's pin. More back and forth. Close calls from both teams for a few minutes as the match falls apart. Fandango with a last dance to Aichner, but Bartel takes it. Breeze sends Bartel to the floor, but Fandango clotheslines Bartel to the floor. Fandango and Aichner are in the ring now, and the Star comes out with Malcolm Bivens walking up to Bartel and Fandango on the floor. Only Lorcan and Danny Burch run down and attack in the Star in the sheriff from behind. Both of the teams end up on the ground, and Breeze is knocked out onto them. Fandango runs Bartel up from behind, but Aichner is the legal man. Aichner runs over and drops Fandango with a DDT for the win. Winners of the match, Imperium. After the match, Imperium celebrates with the titles as music hits. Bivens checks on Saurav Gujar and Ringo Singh on the floor as we go to replays. Imperium raise the titles on the stage while Lower Cam Burch and Breezango look on from the ring. And the sheriff want to enter the ring to fight Lower Cam and Burch, but Bivens talks them down. Tom is joined by Velveteen Dream for an interview. Dream speaks while Dexter Loomis hands a drawing to him, but we don't actually see him. The drawing is of Loomis and Dream wearing the NXT tag titles. Dream says they may have helped each other in recent weeks, but it was called a favor, and the drawing means nothing because the Dream is a solo act. Dream puts the drawing down and walks off. We see Damian Priest arriving in the building from earlier. Cameron Grimes can be seen in the background. Back commercial. Damian Priest versus Killian Dane. We'll go to the ring. Out comes Damian Priest to the ring. Killian Dane was out next for his return to action. The bell rings and they set each other up. They lock up and they'll go to ropes. Then from corner to corner, Dane with a side headlock. Dane collides with a shoulder. Priest then takes it and tells him not to try again. They run the ropes and Priest acts like he tweaks his lower back on the landing. Dane attacks him into the corner and beats him down, focusing on the back. Priest fights back, hits Dane with elbows. Dane ends up leveling Priest with a big leg drop from the middle rope while Priest hangs over the middle rope. Dane unloads with strikes while Priest is down on the mat. Priest tries to fight free with more elbows. Dane stops him with a headbutt. More back and forth. Priest with kicks and forearms. Dane grabs him for a belly back suplex and then another. Dane lifts Priest again but slams in face first this time. Priest kicks out of two. Priest struggles to get up as Dane stays on him. Priest counters a belly to back suplex and shifts his weight for a quick pin attempt. Dane charges in the corner but hits turnbuckles as he goes down. Crowd rallies some. Priest gets up. Dane with a big left and right. Priest keeps fighting back. Priest with kicks and more punches. Dane charges but goes down off the clothesline. Priest comes off the second turnbuckle with a forearm, but Dane still kicks out of two. Priest stuns Dane in the corner and runs in with a forearm. Priest charges again, but Dane meets him in midair with a crossbody for a 2 count. Priest sides out over the electric chair, more back and forth until Priest hits the reckoning for the pin and the win. After the match, Priest stands tall. One of the music plays, go to replays. Tom leads his video effects for NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar, formerly known as El Hijo del Fantasma. The video shows highlights from last week's Big Angle and Reveal. Escobar is shown in the new footage standing with Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wild. All three have their masks on, but they take them off to show their faces as the video goes on. Escobar says he will change the history of Lucha Libre beginning tonight. Back from the break, we'll see footage of Killian Dane during the commercial break. Dane was making his exit when he spotted a still disheveled Robert Stone leaning against the plexiglass barrier on the crowd side. Dane smacked the barrier and sent Stone flying back to the ground. Zia Lee versus Aliyah was up next. We go back to the ring. Out comes Zia Lee. Aliyah was out next. She stops during her entrance and spots Robert Stone down on the ground, still looking rough and holding a bottle in a brown paper bag now. This is supposed to look like he's drinking alcohol. Aliyah helps him to ringside and then hits the ring as the music plays. The bell rings and they lock up. Aliyah with a big stance press and a strikes early on. Lee comes right back with kicks as she takes Aliyah to the corner. Lee places Aliyah on the top and rocks her. Aliyah counters as Lee brings her off the top. Off the top, hits her Northern Light suplex for a 2 count. Referee warns Aliyah about using Lee's hair. Lee responds with a kick. A big kick. Lee with more strikes to send Aliyah back down. Lee with another kick and a drop kick. Stone stumbles up to the apron now. Lee turns her attention to Stone on the apron, but he ends up spitting up his drink all over the mat. Hitting Lee some, Aliyah takes advantage of the distraction and rolls Lee up for the win. After the match, Aliyah stands tall as the music hits. She helps Stone as he's still unable to stand on his own 2 feet. We go to replays. Aliyah helps Stone before making her exit as well. They stop on the ramp so she can taunt Lee with her backside. Still to come, undisputed therapy session. Back to commercial. Back from the break, we see Timothy Thatcher in a ring somewhere dark. He welcomes unknown talents to the first day of Thatcher's catch can wrestling training. He says he will teach them things that no one else is able to. First lesson is Fujiwara armbar. He applies it to an unknown wrestler and shows how to really make it hurt. Any questions? Next is the double wrist lock. He also shows how to make that work. Thatcher tells the group that this is the first day, but next time the real work begins. He dismisses them, but tells them to clean up the mess first from the one who cries all over his mat. Tom shows a video from earlier in the day of Undisputed Era. NXT Champion Adam Cole and Bobby Fish. Still, they're sitting on the back of a car strategizing. Roger Strong joins them. Cole knows Strong is going through a traumatic experience from Dexter Lumis But he and Fish are going to get Strong the best of the best help, so he can get back to being the Strong that he was. Cole yells at the driver to take them where they're going. We next see them at the doctor's office. Strong leans back on the couch as Cole tells him that this is the best of the best doctor. Strong shuts his eyes and settles in. The doctor is Kyle O'Reilly in disguise, called Dr. Lyle von Thurstenberg. He asks Strong about the trauma Loomis has been brought on. Strong goes on about Dexter Loomis is tormenting him. He goes on and O'Reilly assures him this is a safe place. He's also shown some ink blots, but he's just seeing Loomis in each one. Things go left, and O'Reilly yells, but remembers to use his fake voice. He believes that they had a breakthrough, and thinks Strong needs to face the trunk of that car next. Strong hesitates but agrees. Strong, Cole, Fish end up back outside, but Strong doesn't want to go into that trunk. He runs away. Cole jokes that besides Strong running off, that went well. Cole tells Fish he's going to get Strong. Mackenzie Mitchell is backstage without a Cole now. He thinks Karrion Kross and Scarlett were just trying to scare him last week. But this will end like it has every other time. Cole with Cole on top. NXT North American Champion Keith Lee walked up and Mackenzie is dismissed. Lee says Kross and Scarlett were correct. Cole's time with the title is coming to an end. Lee says, but Kross won't be on the top, be the one to take the title from Cole. It will be him. Lee picks up the hourglass and shatters it on the ground. Cole storms off. Lee says, tick-tock, walks off. We go back to commercial. Back for the break. Out comes the NXT champion, Adam Cole, to the ring. Cole brags on being champion for 381 days and being the best. He says people can't just throw their names into a hat and receive a title shot. It doesn't work like that. He brings up how Karrion Kross beat one of the best in NXT, Tommaso Ciampa, but he's still not worthy. He hasn't been here long enough to get a title shot. Cole addresses NXT North American champion Keith Lee next. Cole says he was the greatest in NXT North American champion, and maybe he has his eye on Lee's title. Maybe he wants to hold both titles. Maybe he wants to be North American champion for 381 days. Cole goes on about until music hits out comes Lee to the ring. Lee and Cole have words as the big man enters the ring and paces around, mic in hand. Lee goes to speak, but before he can, music interrupts and out comes Johnny Gargano. Gargano comes out with a mic and mocks this cool moment between Cole and Lee. Gargano doesn't care about moments anymore. He cares about results. And the result from last week was Gargano pinning Lee. Gargano says he's coming for Lee's title. But why stop there? Gargano is in the ring now. He says he's the first Triple Crown winner in NXT history. And now it's about time he gets what he deserves. He says he and Candice LeRae will be the first couple to be champions at the same time. Lee asks about how Candice is, and Gargano says she's fine after what Lee did last week to her. Lee goes on about how he was more concerned for Candice than Gargano was last week. He recalls how Candice thanked him and said that was the most action she's had all year. Gargano yells about how that didn't happen. He was there. Music interrupts, out comes Finn Balor. Balor says now that he's here, they can stop being marks for themselves and go back to being a mark for him. Balor told Lee before, but he will say it again. He's held titles all over the world. He hasn't held the NXT North American title. Balor enters the ring, and Gargano introduces himself with sarcasm. Balor says he's not like Gargano. He doesn't wait in lines. He cuts to the front. Balor steps around Gargano and to Lee's face. He says, "Big man, I'm coming for the title, and when I win it, I'm coming for you." Cole. Balor is in Cole's face now. Cole dismisses Balor and says this always happens. Balor is somewhere, but then Cole shows up and passes him by. Balor and Cole have more words until NXT General Manager William Regal interrupts on the ring screen. Regal announces a triple threat for the North American title with Winner will then face Cole on the July 8th episode. This is the conclusion for your NXT. For your Daily Motion fans, this is your conclusion. Winner will then face Cole on the July episode of in a champion versus champion winner take all match. Everyone looks around, but no one attacks. That's the segment. Still to come the segment. WWE Women's Tag Team titles are on the line. Back to commercial. McKenzie approaches Keith Lee after a commercial in the back. Candice LeRae walks up and she's not happy with his comments in the ring. Mia Yim comes over and they start brawling around backstage area. Officials come in to separate them. Caden Carter versus Dakota Kai was next. We go back to the ring. Out comes first Caden Carter. Dakota Kai was out next with Raquel Gonzalez. Bell rings to Carter, immediately lands a takedown and strikes. Carter with a leaping crossbody and more right hands. Kai fights back and they tackle. Carter rolls Kai up for a 2 count. Carter springboards off the bottom rope with a basement drop kick. Kai retreats forward and Raquel gets in Carter's face, yelling at her. Kai tries to capitalize, but Carter rocks her in the face. Carter brings it back in the ring, but Carter is distracted by Gonzalez again. Kai with a scorpion kick for a close 2 count. Kai mounts offense, but Carter easily turns it around. Carter with kicks and a big drop kick to send Kai into the ropes for a pop. Kai counters, but Carter rolls her up for a 2 count. Then back kicks his face for another pin attempt. Kai ends up fighting in from the apron, but Carter nails a jumping knee strike. Carter drives Kai face first to the mat with her knees. Casey Catanzaro comes down, but Raquel grabs her and drops her face first onto the edge of the apron. Kai rolls a distracted Carter up for a 2 count. Kai goes right into the submission for the win, despite Carter dominating. With her match, Dakota Kai. After the match, Kai stands tall as Raquel joins in the ring. Raquel raises Kai's arm as the music plays. We go to a black and white video pack from backstage. All we see are what look to be boots of Scarlett and Carry Across, apparently stepping on the broken hourglass pieces from earlier. Back to commercial. Back from a break, we get returning soon teaser bringing for Mercedes Martinez. Leon Ruff versus Bronson Reed. We go back to the ring. Out comes Bronson Reed to the ring. In has for talent. Leon Ruff is out next. The bell rings and Ruff charges, but Reed easily levels him. Reed with a big senton splash. Reed goes up top, hits a flying splash to flatten Ruff for the squash win. After the match, Reed stands tall as the music plays. We go to replays. Reed takes a microphone and says he's not one to forget, which is why he's going to do what no one else has. He calls out Carry Across for next week to get payback for after Cross attacked him following Reed's June 3rd loss to Cameron Grimes. Reed goes to leave, but stops and scoops Ruff on his shoulder, carrying him up the ramp in apparently friendly gesture. Tom says he's getting word that something is happening in the back. Camera shows Damian Priest discovering 4 flat tires on his car. Cameron Grimes pulls up in his car and laughs, offering to call an Uber for Priest. Grimes drives off laughing at Priest, who is a happy back commercial. Back from the break, out comes NXT Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar, the former El Hijo del Fantasma, wearing a suit. He stops on the stage and is joined by Raul Mendoza and Joaquin Wilde, who are wearing suits. They walk down the ramp with him, but stop and go off the side, allowing him to walk and enter the ring by himself. Escobar poses in the ring, and they join him at his sides again as music continues. Escobar takes the mic and says Fantasma was known as the best lucha libre artist ever. But when you wear a mask, that's all the world sees. A luchador with a mask. For 20 years, that was him. Then he got the opportunity to come to NXT. He knew on this worldwide platform that the book of El Hijo del Fantasma will come to an end. He recalls how his dad, as Fantasma, told him growing up that he would be a leader. He tells Wilde and Mendoza that he will make them leaders because he is a leader of leaders. Together, they're going to leave a legacy. He goes on, but Drake Maverick comes out with a microphone to interrupt. Drake says Escobar fooled him, but you know what they say. He's got more heart than brain. Maverick rushes the ring and attacks Escobar. The other tried to stop him, He gets rocked, but keeps fighting. Maverick leaks out to the floor. Janelle Escobar again. They triple team him now, and handle him at ringside. Using the barrier to fight off to a production area now. Drake fights off Mendoza and Wild, but Escobar cracks him over the back with a monitor. Escobar takes Drake on the top of the table and puts him through the table with a phantom driver. Drake lands hard on the floor and clutches his head, settling the bump. Escobar, Wild, and Mendoza stand over Drake as the crowd boos. Escobar raises the title over Drake. Still to come second, Sasha Banks and Bailey in the main event. Back with Drake, we'll see what just happened to Drake Maverick. Tom also shows us Drake being stretchered into an ambulance during the break. Announcers confirmed Karrion Kross versus Bronson Reed and Cameron Grimes versus Damon Priest for next week. In addition to NXT North American Champion triple threat match. Women's title match. Shotzi Blackheart and Tegan Knox versus Sasha Banks and Bailey. We go to ring for tonight's main event. Out first comes Shotzi Blackheart in her tank. Tegan Knox will out next. Out next comes Women's Tag Team Champion Sasha and Bailey. Two teams are meeting in the middle of the ring and have words before we get promo rings and introductions from Taylor. Banks starts off with Knox, taking her down in the middle of the ring. They get up, trade holds. They tangle some more, a bit, and go in the corner. Banks breaks and taunts Knox. Banks keeps control and covers her for a 2 count. Knox catches Banks with the backside for a 2 count. Blackheart tags in as Knox drops Banks on her face. Blackheart with an Oklahoma roll for a 2 count. Bailey also comes in and goes at it with Blackheart. They trade more holds and quick finishers. Bailey drops a big knee on Blackheart and taunts her as we go to commercial. Back for the break, Bailey is in control of Knox. Bailey runs into an elbow in the corner and she goes down. Knox with a double axe handle across the back. Knox rolls Bailey again, but they collide on both and both go down in the middle of the ring. Blackheart and Banks tag in at the same time and they go at it. Blackheart runs over Banks and drops her face first into the mat for a pop. Blackheart with a big knee, forearm, switchblade, kicks to Banks. Blackheart continues her offense with a belly-to-belly suplex, but Banks for a 2 count. Banks is on the apron now. Blackheart runs and goes to kick her to the floor with a wrecking ball, but she misses and ends up on the floor. Banks runs off the apron with a Meteora on the floor. Banks brings her back in the ring with a close 2 count, and she survives. Banks tags Bailey back in, and they double team Blackheart. Banks misses her double knees in the corner. Bailey goes to work on Blackheart, but gets kicked. Then sent face first into the turnbuckle. Knox tags in, and they take turns hitting cannonballs on each of the champs in opposite corners. Knox sends Banks to the apron and ends up chokeslamming her onto Bailey on the floor. Blackheart leaps from the top with assisted from Knox and slices to the floor with a crossbody, taking both champs down on the ground. Blackheart brings Bailey back in the ring as the crowd cheers them on. Knox helps Blackheart with a big suplex on Bailey, but Banks makes a save by sending Knox into them. All 4 superstars are down on the mat now. Banks and Knox trade big shots now, both going down. Banks ends up on Knox's shoulders as Blackheart tags in. Banks sends Knox in the corner, but Blackheart nails a muscle drop kick for a 2 count. Banks immediately reverses into a bank statement in the middle of the ring. Blackheart gets free and applies a cattle mutilation. Bailey runs in with a steel chair, but Knox stops her and grabs it. The referee is distracted by Knox and the chair now. Bailey breaks Blackheart's submission, flipping her over and allowing Banks to go back to the bank statement. Blackheart taps out for the finish. After the match, Bailey and Banks stand tall in the middle of the ring where the titles and music plays. They now will defend against the Iconics on Monday's Raw. We go to replays. Banks and Bailey continue the celebration until NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai flies into the ring to take them both down for a big pop. Shirai unloads and delivers a running double knees in opposite corners to each SmackDown superstar. Shirai keeps control and clears the ring. Banks and Bailey regroup on the bottom of the ramp. We get replays of Shirai's attack. Shirai raises her title in the air, staring Banks and Bailey down. Tom goes over the matches for next week's show as NXT goes off the air with Shirai posing on top with her title on line. The latest injury report from Matt Camp featuring updates on NXT superstars from this week's episode. Following injuries announced coming out of this week's NXT episode on the USA Network, which are usually part of storylines for the most part. Drake Maverick was placed in a neck brace and stretchered out. then rushed to a local medical facility after being triple teamed by NXT's Cruiserweight Champion Santos Escobar, Rob Mendoza, and Joaquin Wild. Camp said they are waiting on test results. Nothing yet, as I'm doing this video. No update yet on Drake's condition, but he's not medically cleared to compete. Candice LeRae suffered lacerations on her back and face during a backstage brawl with Mia Yim. Not expected to miss any ring time. Drake and Candice were both on last week's NXT injury report as well. It was noted that last week that Drake suffered a bruised rib and possibly a fracture during an attack from Escobar and his crew. Last week, it was also noted that LeRae had a bruised sternum, suffering during the mixed tag match with Johnny Gargano, Yim, and NXT North American Champion Keith Lee. And that concludes my results video for NXT and AEW. Thanks again. Peace out. See you one video. If you don't know, brothers and sisters, just call me. And that's the bottom line. Tom Kerr J said so. Kurt all.